Man, what am I going to talk about this week? I've been going for so long. What do I want to talk about? Shit, underrated series? Nah. A discussion on Hunter x Hunter? Nah. Bleach! What is up, you guys? My name is Marcellus. Today I'm going to bring you a Bleach discussion video. I haven't talked about Bleach in months. And, I really thought this discussion would bring something different to the table. I haven't heard this so far. But yeah, as many of you may know, Grimmjow is back in Bleach. About a year ago, he was announced to be back in Bleach, or wasn't announced, but was shown in 2 of the panels in 518, I believe. And if you're still hesitant to believe that's not Grimmjow, I have a picture right here. If you're not convinced by the body portion in one panel, in another panel when he's reaching his arm out, Grimmjow is the only Bleach character to have his cuff rolled up like that and is black. And Kurosaki knows that voice, plus the dude, or Grimmjow basically wants to speak to Kurosaki. So that's that. But this discussion was sparked by my friend at school on Friday, basically asking me, in other words, why did Grimmjow come back? Basically, what purpose is he going to serve? Why? And, what can he add to Bleach at the moment? And since this is supposedly Bleach's last arc, I believe he can add a lot. First of all, I believe, and I'm standing on this statement, that Grimmjow is probably one of the most loved characters of Bleach. And definitely one of my favorite characters of Bleach all time. But a lot of people overlook the qualities he had because he was put in a specific arc. Now, since the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is a lot, well, not a lot different, but, kind of at a different quality and has a different, theme than most of the arcs in Bleach, this arc is very dark. Yamamoto was slayed. You have people getting their Bankai stolen. Main characters almost dying. So, this has definitely had a different tone than most arcs in Bleach. And I believe Grimmjow will definitely help make Bleach not more light, but definitely make it more, shit, how do I put this? He'll definitely make his impact on Bleach. Now, this is why I believe so. Grimmjow is a very, very destructive character. He has pretty much no respect for authority. The only respect we've ever seen him give was to Aizen. And since Aizen is no longer above Grimmjow, I believe that Grimmjow will go on a destructive rampage, and he has a very short temper. But this is going to tie into something I have to say in a minute. Grimmjow has a very short temper. He has little to no respect for his opponent, and he will not think twice about killing somebody. But he wants to face and have a rematch with Ichigo Kurosaki. Now that will lead me to believe that he will definitely be helping Ichigo this arc. And I believe that he will eventually save Ichigo in a situation. Now, the Quincy's are very, very dangerous, very destructive, very, they uphold the meaning of not giving a fuck. So, they come in and they are rampaging basically the Soul Society. And I believe that Ichigo will eventually get into his back against the wall situation, and Grimmjow will save him. Because if Ichigo slips up, they're not, the Quincy's aren't the kind of opponent that I think, well, if Ichigo slips up, he still has a chance to come back. I believe that if Ichigo slips up and forgets who he's facing, Ichigo could die. And I believe that Grimmjow will prevent Ichigo from dying for the sole reason that Grimmjow wants a rematch with Ichigo. He has to have that rematch. And so I believe he will not let anybody else kill Ichigo besides, the possibility that him defeating Ichigo means his death. I have things to back that up. The most famous thing, in my opinion, is a scar on his chest that he got from Ichigo. That, he leaves his jacket open and sees that as motivation to get back at Ichigo. And even when he was had panel time, the first thing he says is that shit stained Ichigo he wants to speak to him about, basically a rematch. And I believe that will push the series along with somebody Ichigo can trust in, close distance, at arm's length. He can trust Grimmjow, I believe. And, matter of fact, he can trust Grimmjow because Grimmjow is another thing. Grimmjow is a very honorable person. Now, even though I said earlier he's a very destructive person and short-tempered, which he is, that does not mean that he is not an honorable warrior. One example from the past is when Ichigo got harmed in one of their previous battles, he brought Orihime to heal him so he can defeat Ichigo at his full strength. That is going to play a part in his future, appearances in manga or anime if it comes back. Both of them. I believe that Ichigo can trust Grimmjow because I don't think Grimmjow is the type of warrior to sneak Ichigo and then kill him for that reason. If Grimmjow wanted to kill Ichigo by sneaking him, I think it would have already happened. And I'm not too sure where I heard this at, but somebody told me that Grimmjow has been training for 17 months, and I'm not too sure. It's been about 10 months since we've seen him in the manga, and hopefully he's been training since then. But I don't think he's the type to sneak Ichigo. I don't think he's the type to, catch Ichigo off guard. And another thing is, I believe that that will play a part in him staying until the end of the series. I do believe that Grimmjow will become an anti-hero and extend his stay to the end of the series. Not be all up in Ichigo's crew, but be wandering. He'll wander around. I believe he'll be wandering by the end of the series because I do not see Grimmjow dying and Grimmjow going into battle with Ichigo and then trying to kill Ichigo and then being killed by Ichigo. I see Grimmjow getting his rematch, and because I don't think his rematch will be anytime soon. Ichigo first has to worry about the Quincy's and Juha, and that fight is going to be so strenuous, or it's going to strain Ichigo's body to the max. And I believe that will lead him to, the final fight will strain his body. This whole arc is going to strain Ichigo's body. And saying what I believe that Grimmjow will help Ichigo, Grimmjow will get in some battles with Quincy's too. So they should both have, a good amount of war and battle scars. And they should need some time to rest. And then I believe towards the end they'll get their final rematch. And neither of them will kill each other. But I believe they will go their separate ways and see who is stronger. And probably most likely it will be Ichigo. So I think Grimmjow has a lot to offer to this this arc. Definitely saying that he's a very comical person, and he brings a lot of true comedy to the series. Not this forced comedy that we've been getting in this arc, but a lot of true comedy. I laugh when I see Grimmjow. Grimmjow is also a very not mysterious, but you know something about him, but you still want to learn more. And he has that sense of quality to him. And then, he's just a brash and narcissistic dude that you can't help but like. So, basically leave your comments down below what you think of Grimmjow and what you want to see from him in this current arc. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later.